What a great room full of friends and allies. Just a round of applause for our team against trash in this region. So many fantastic friends, so many fantastic advocates, so many thoughtful people here, and it's just great to see your faces. And for those we haven't met yet, I look forward to getting to know you all a little bit more. So I'm the head of Prince George's Department of the Environment, but as most of us know, the directors don't really do a lot of work. It's really the staff who do, so I'd like Prince George's County staff just to stand up and be recognized for all the work that you do to keep our streets clean. All right, so I'm going to just give a quick update about some of the things that we're doing in Prince George's County, share some notes. We try to have very much a system-wide perspective that all of these issues are interconnected and we have to be thoughtful and progressive all the time. I admit that many of the things that we do we've stolen from other places, be it Montgomery County or from the District of Columbia or someplace else, but that's a happy way to work. This is public information and we're promoting the public good in the region. So regarding litter on the streets, this has been a major focus in our county, increasingly so, because we've handled a number of issues and we have them under control, but litter is one that just never seems to go away. So we've really amped up our stormwater retrofit program. So we built, literally hundreds of BMPs throughout the region. Those are capturing trash. That makes a big deal. We're excited that we have now the first trash trap in the state of Maryland installed in Mount Rainier, which is one of our municipalities holding on the border of Washington, D.C. It took us a while to catch up a little bit with the city, but we're pleased to now be in the family of folks with trash traps. We work very closely with all of our partners. Every year we have several countywide cleanups that empower hundreds of communities on cleaning up streams and communities throughout the region. We partner with our schools. And we've launched a program in the last 2 years called the Litter-Free Zone. So as we all know, the government can do a lot of things, but the government cannot do everything. We cannot be every place. We cannot spend every resource and every dollar and have enough hands to do the work that needs to be done. We're effective when we give communities the power and the resources and support to do the work themselves. And when they can't do the work themselves, to know who to call and who to ask for help. So we've established the Litter-Free Zone program in coordination with our office where communities can sign up. They agree to take on a certain number of actions, including stream cleanups and neighbor-to-neighbor education. And they get a sign or a series of signs that they could put throughout the neighborhood, including the gateways, to advertise to people coming and going that this is a litter-free zone. And this community takes litter seriously, and we hold each other accountable. That program is led by Tia Rutherford, who is officially on her business card, the Litter Czarina, not Czar, Czarina, gender correct. Tia, will you just stand up and be recognized for a minute for your work? But as one of the earlier speakers said, that once the litter's on the ground, we've sort of lost the battle. We're spending too many resources, and really the question is, how do we keep the litter from getting there in the first place? A few years ago, we convened a sort of mini think tank with the Alice Ferguson Foundation, Julie Lawson, and a handful of others to figure out what can we do to prevent litter from getting on the ground in the first place. And I'm proud to say that we've earlier this fall, we launched an initiative just to that point. How are we more proactive? And I'm going to share some notes. More than a year and a half ago, we brought technology into the equation in a new way. We have an app called Litter Track that our government crews use and community associations can use. They can download it on their smartphone, and every time that a bag of trash is full, they open up the app, take a picture, and then that picture is uploaded to the cloud and it's geocoded. And then we also have a record of how much trash and litter we're picking up around the county. The impetus for doing this was so we could be more compliant with the Clean Water Act and making sure that we're on our pollution diet against trash. And we're able now, and we can pull up at any time, real time, just how much litter and exactly where it is picked up. So what does that have to do with being proactive? So now that we have that data, we can make smarter decisions about how we deploy resources more proactively. Where do we have crews going out proactively? Are there places that we should now co-locate trash and recycling compactors? And the county is now rolling out 30 new ones throughout the county, and those are going to be placed in those strategic places where we know we have an issue. And we're also pleased to announce that we have revamped the Environmental Crimes Unit in coordination with our Property Standards Group and the Police Department to start cracking down and using enforcement as a preventative measure. And our first court date under this new initiative is November 27th, where we're hopefully bringing a polluter to justice. So we're really excited about that. But we also know we need to get into people's minds. And Andy Shalal mentioned earlier the public service announcement with the Native American who was crying, and many of us remember Smokey the Bear, and we lament that that kind of investment is not being made anymore in anti-litter messages for the public good. So we are working with a social media firm to roll out a public education campaign along those lines focused at younger people. Studies have shown that it's folks who are in their mid-20s and younger who are doing more of the littering in our county, and we want to focus social media messages on those folks. Social media advertising is very effective, it's very targeted, and it's very measurable. So we're developing those ads now, and we're very pleased to work with anybody who has suggestions along those lines about how can we be most effective. We also will coordinate with our sister jurisdictions throughout the region, so it's not just an enterprise in our county, but it's something that is shared region-wide. We've also been making some strides on source reduction. This is a big thing, and there's so much more that we can do on extended producer responsibility. We've taken some steps along with the district in Montgomery County. We've banned styrofoam. Myself and others in this room have been to Annapolis for 3 years now to testify at the state level. Thank you, Claire. To do everything that we can to ban it at the state level. But we have more to do. We're very serious about plastic bags. Our county, and with the support of the county executive, have gone to Annapolis every year for 8 years, asking for permission from Annapolis that we can impose our own bag fee in Prince George's County. I'm sad to say that we have not been effective in getting that permission. We think one of the benefits of being in Maryland and not Virginia is that we don't have to go to the state capitol to get permission for stuff like that. But I'm also pleased to say that the chairperson who's blocked that vote every year doesn't have that position anymore. So we're pretty sure that we have the votes, and we're going to be able to do that in this next year. I mentioned earlier that everything is a system. So in Prince George's County, the Department of Environment oversees the environmental programs and some of the traditional public works programs, particularly our quote-unquote waste stream. So that includes trash pickup, recycling, and composting. Prince George's is for the third year in a row the leader in the state of Maryland in waste diversion and recycling. We're very pleased to have that percentage more than 60%. I have to say, in fairness, that Montgomery County is right on the heels of us. They're half a point behind, and we'll find out next year who's on top. But we welcome the competition. But part of the reason we've been so successful is because of the expansion of our food scrap composting program. A lot of folks in this room participate in it. Some of the restaurants and businesses that were up here earlier participate and send their materials to our facility in Upper Marlboro, our Prince George's County Organics Composting Facility. Formerly the Western Branch facility, and we've recently expanded in the last 30 days, to a 60,000-ton facility. Now, 5 years ago, we were at 4,000 tons. And at 60,000 tons, we cut the ribbon on it, we are already at capacity. We cannot keep up with the amount of food scraps people want to bring to us. And we get material from Whole Foods, from the Smithsonian, from almost every university you can think of, and we cannot keep up. So we're excited about that. We know that this is the future, and we applaud and support efforts at the community scale and in our sister jurisdictions to also provide food scrap composting. And in conjunction with that, we're also expanding curbside. So we have two 200 homes that are in a curbside compost pickup program, and these are in non-traditional areas. So these are not in what I call the NPR neighborhoods, that where everybody recycles and everybody brings their recycling bag. These are in less traditional communities, and we're getting a great response. So we look forward to expanding that as well. I'm afraid I have to run because I have to re-up the meter in my car before I get a ticket on my county-issued vehicle. But I do want to say, just in closing, how privileged it is to be part of this community, to be working together so closely. I see so many friends and contractors and others that we're all in the same team and that we're all in this together. I look forward to more collaboration. I look forward to more ideas, whether it's something you see that we can do better or something we haven't thought of yet. We welcome the conversation. So thank you, Alice Ferguson Foundation, and thank you, Lori and the team and all the sponsors for having us here today.